Good morning, Trinity. Welcome back. We're going to be continuing our journey through Matthew. We're going to be in Matthew 8 today. So if you want to go ahead and turn with me, go ahead and do so. We're going to be reading verse 1 through verse 13 together today. When he came down from the mountain, great crowds followed him. And behold, a leper came to him and knelt before him, saying, "Lord, if you will, you can make me clean." And Jesus stretched out his hand and touched him, saying, "I will, be clean." And immediately his leprosy was cleansed. And Jesus said to him, "See that you say nothing to anyone, but go, show yourself to the priest, and offer the gift that Moses commanded for a proof to them." When he entered Capernaum, a centurion came forward to him, appealing to him, "Lord, my servant is lying paralyzed at home, suffering terribly." And he said to him, "I will come and heal him." But the centurion replied, "Lord, I'm not worthy to have you come under my roof, but only say the word, and my servant will be healed. For I too am a man under authority, with soldiers under me. And I say to one, 'Go,' and he does it." When Jesus heard this, he marveled and said to those who followed him, "Truly I tell you, with no one in Israel have I found such faith. I tell you, many will come from east and west and recline at table with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven, while the sons of the kingdom will be thrown into the outer darkness. In that place there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth." And to the centurion Jesus said, "Go, let it be done for you as you have believed." And the servant was healed at that very moment. Could you imagine? Could you imagine being the leper? You know, I reasonably to assume some of us may be able to imagine it. Maybe not in the same way with leprosy, but maybe other chronic diseases like heart disease or cancer. You see, the leper had absolutely no hope outside of Jesus, but that was all the hope that he needed. You see, leprosy was a highly contagious person-to-person transmitted disease that would almost always see the afflicted dying a slow and horrific death. Person-to-person, COVID, I wouldn't say the same as leprosy, but we can get it. This disease was so heinous that communities cast out their people, those sick with leprosy, and placed them in colonies with other lepers. To say lepers had nowhere else to hope would be an understatement. But this leper heard of Christ, he heard of Jesus, and had faith in him. Jesus chose to heal him because of his faith and made a point to the religious leaders of the day. You know, in all honesty, many questions rise up out of this passage for me, just natural ones, being a human, being a part of this fallen world. You know, as I get older and I'm touched by illness, my community with COVID, my church, cancers, heart disease, failing bodies, my family, also cancer, personally, unexpected pneumonias, hospitalizations for 2 weeks. Questions like, why does God choose to heal some completely? Others, maybe not completely, still alive, or just not at all. Why does God allow sickness at all? Why do good people die? If these questions come up for you, that's okay. And I want to acknowledge them. But I honestly want to say, I don't think that's the point of this passage. And if we get stuck there, we miss out on the beauty of what Christ is trying to tell us. You see, Christ says, "Have hope in me." That's enough. Put your trust in me. I'll take care of you. If I see fit, I'll heal you now, but if I don't, my name will be glorified and you'll be with me. But my name will be glorified in that as well. You see, our sole purpose as created beings of the Almighty is to reflect his magnificence, his glory, his love, etc., all the good things that he is. Even in his healing, the leper had a purpose, and that was to give witness to Christ. Even the centurion later in the chapter had a purpose of being a witness to those around him of Christ's power. I think this highlights most for me that this life, my happiness, health, or sickness, my wealth or poverty, honestly have nothing to do with me, but everything to do with him. You see, as a closer, I just want to reflect the words of one of the wisest men that ever lived. For me, to live is Christ, and to die is gain. Trinity, I hope this was encouraging to you today. As you go through difficult things in life, realizing that Christ is there for you, even if it doesn't quite seem the way you'd want it to seem, he's there. His primary purpose is to glorify himself, but being submitted followers and children of his puts you in a place where he's taking care of you. There is hope. There is supreme hope, even when there's nowhere else to hope. God has your best in mind, and you can take solace and rest in the fact that Jesus has everything under control. Trinity, we love you. We're praying for you. As always, be blessed this week.